Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrappin' Abby, and I'm doing a video just to kind of show you guys the starting point of a project that I'm working on. This is going to be a gift for a family member of ours. It's a holiday banner. Hopefully they're going to like hang it, swag it in front of their fireplace this Christmas season. And then it's also going to be a design team project for 3 Girl Jam as well. So I'm thinking it is. I have a couple other projects I'm working on for them as well, so this might be a contender. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show you guys what the thought process was behind this before I got started, and then I'll show you guys the completed project when it's done. So what I'm going to do is I used the dies I used first of all. I'll show you real quick here. I used the ornamental from Tim Holtz. It's kind of hard to see, but that's the size, the shape, and then the carved ornaments. And I used this one here, the one that's got the longer shape, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then I also used the paper rosette die from Tim Holtz. So what I did with the ornamental die is I cut 5, because I'm going to spell the word peace. I used some heavy duty chipboard, and then I cut this for the base. And then I have some vintage fabric that I'm going to adhere to this and then ink up. And then once I get each of these components put together, I'm going to put some holes and use some grommets so you can sway it, put it together like a banner, and then do that. And then this is the ornament from the ornamental die. And the paper collection I'm using is from Authentique. This is it right here. I've been using this one quite a bit. It's the glistening collection. It's got some really beautiful papers in there. And then this is going to go on here like this once I get it inked and do some different techniques to it. And then I have a rosette from the rosette die I showed you guys. And this is the side that's going to show is this really pretty kind of cream cardstock kind of craft kind of color. And then I'm using the reverse, which is the dot. Instead of using the same snowflake pattern, I'm going to flip it and use this dot. And then I have these chipboard letters, which are from Maya Road, and they are the Chicago uppercase letters, and I've been using these a lot. And it's going to spell the word peace. Oh, let's see here. So what my plan is for these letters is to, oops, I really know how to spell. My plan for the letters, I'm going to put one on each top of the rosette, and then I'm going to use some embossing powder. I really like this glittery, sparkly red. It's from Stampin' Stuff, Stampendous, and it's the red tinsel. I kind of like the color palette between this kind of, muslin and this really pretty blue with this red. It just kind of screams a vintage Christmas theme to me. I really like it. So that's what I'm going to do on the letters once I get done. And then I plan on using a combination of some liquid pearls and then the picket fence stickles, or either the crystal ice ones. I'm not sure which ones exactly. And then of course the crinkle ribbon I'm going to be using. A couple different ones. This is from the Celebrations bundle from 3 Girl Jam. This is the sterling, and this comes in with mixed in with tuxedo as well, but I'm not going to use black on it, so I'm just using the sterling crinkle ribbon. It's really beautiful. And then I'm also going to be using a bit of the holly berry. This is a really beautiful red, and I think it's going to work really well with this color palette once I get everything inked and and the different embellishments I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to be using a little bit of this it's a I keep forgetting what the mix, it's a blend. It's like cotton and another type of material. It's a really beautiful soft color, so I'm probably going to use this in here as well, maybe to loop it 2 or 3 times and use it as the item I use to bind this together. I kind of like this pom-pom trim here too from Webster's Pages. I'm not sure if I'll use that or maybe even some of this. We'll kind of see. Just going to use kind of a lot of layers of different ribbons and whatnot in the project. And then I like the silver as well. This is from Mona Me Gabby, and this is some of that it's one of their couture accents of this one, but it's that kind of crisscross or zigzag pattern. I know there's an actual name for it, but it's slipping my mind right at the moment. And then I wanted to share with you really quickly just a little tip. These are the remnants left over from that paper rosette die. So instead of throwing these away, I went ahead and cut them because I like the paper, so I can use these on another project. And then also I cut this down because you already have an instant border. It looks just like the ones that you would punch. Use a punch or something for. So I'm going to keep those for another project. So just to kind of share that with you guys. So I will be back with the completed project. I might do another bit of a video once I've kind of got maybe one assembled, just to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with this. But that is my Peace Vintage Holiday Christmas banner, and I'll see you guys soon. Hi everybody, I am back with my completed holiday banner, and as you can see it spells the word peace, and this was a lot of fun to work on and complete. I was really excited when I got this done late last night. I think it turned out really pretty, and I did add a few extra elements that I didn't mention in the first part of the video just because, as you guys know, throughout the creative process your mind kind of thinks of other things you want to use and incorporate in the projects. So before I get zoomed in too close to show you guys the banner, let me just show you the things that I added that I did not show in the first part of the video. I was tossing up a couple different types of ribbon or trim or even some strips of fabric to string this all together, and what I decided to use was this sheer ribbon, and it has this really nice soft gold edging on both sides, and I think it's just really pretty, and I chose that because of another element that I added to the bottom of the tag, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then the next couple things I used on the bottom, I think I mentioned this in the first part, but I want to make sure I say it again. It's from Mona Me Gabby. It's some of their silver kind of blinged up oh my goodness, rickrack. I almost said just regular ribbon, but some of their rickrack trim. It's really pretty silver. I put a strip of that on the bottom of each of the panels, just kind of adds a nice pop, I think, off of the other elements on there. And then I used this. I love this stuff. I've been kind of hoarding it. I bought a bunch of it when they were in Oregon at the CK convention, the Mona Me Gabby booth, and I bought a bunch of this, and this is the silver that I have, and this is some of their diamond flower mesh trim, and I love this because you can either use this as one solid strip on a project, you can cut it apart by rows or by longer strips, and what I did is I chose to cut it apart, and I just cut out one piece so I could use two of these flower pieces on each point of the banner. So if you get something like this, it really can go a long way. And it's really pretty. It's a fun way to dress up your projects. And a couple other ones, things of theirs that I used, actually just one, but I pulled out two, is some of their bonbons. And I don't have it in the original container because I wanted to store it differently. But this is what they look like. They're these little tiny, they look like, little gumdrops, like little candy gumdrops, or like a little mini bonbon. I'll try to flip one over so you can see, maybe my hand, you can kind of see what they look like. And these ones I use are kind of this really pretty gold champagne color, which is the reason why I chose to use the ribbon that I did with that really soft gold on the edges. It kind of adds, kind of coordinates and kind of goes with that on the bottom, I think. Now they sell the bonbons in all kinds of colors. I have it in purple, green, black, clear. I think I have like 4 or 5 different colors at least. And I think that's everything that I added to this that I didn't show in the original part of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom my camera in, and I'm going to show you guys the banner panels up close. And I'll adjust it as I need to. Okay, so I'm going to have sorry for the shaking of the camera, I'm going to have a little video clip at the end that shows this to you guys on the table where I took the photos. That way you can kind of see it up close, what it looks like, a little bit better than on my craft table. So what I did is I intentionally left quite a bit of length of the ribbon on the end. That way the person that's receiving this will have the freedom to either tie it in a bow, or they can trim it off if they choose to do that, whatever they want. I never know where somebody's going to hang something like this, so I wanted to make sure I give them enough extra ribbon so they could hang it as they wanted to. So what I did on the back side of each one, just so it wasn't plain chipboard, is I used some of the Lindy Stamp Gang. I can't remember the name of this particular one because I already put it away, but I'll have it in my blog post with the full supply list. I just wanted the back side to have something kind of pretty. It's kind of got sparkly, it's got a little bit of spots, so it looks like it's kind of distressed a little bit, like it's aged, and I wanted that kind of look for it. And that way if she hangs it somewhere, you can see the back side. It's not just bare naked chipboard. So this is the first one. It's the letter P, of course. And then, oh, I forgot to show you guys those. I added some of these floral pearl sprays on the tops of each as well. And I have a ton. I mean, let me show you. This is just one package of them. I bought a whole big, huge, long, like the old school how roses came in those really huge, long boxes. I have a whole box of those. I picked it for like $2. The whole box. It was crazy. Anyway, so that's what I added to the top here, just to kind of give it kind of a, a little bit of flair. And, I think it looks really pretty and kind of adds a little bit to the holiday kind of feel. And then this is the chipboard, the dye that I use, the ornamental dye, and then I had that kind of burlap-y canvas, not burlap, but kind of like a canvasy type fabric that I picked up. Excuse me. And then I inked the edges with Tim Holtz Distress Ink and frayed burlap. And then what I did for each of the ornaments that I cut from the ornamental dye, or excuse me, the holiday dye from Tim Holtz, is I added some crackle accents. You guys can kind of see that crackle there. I like that because the look I was going for is kind of like an older, you know, maybe 40s, 50s kind of holiday look or something. So I think that's kind of the style of the home that the person is intended for. And I just kind of like that look. I think it's kind of fun. And then I made a rosette, added some stickles to it. Of course, I used some of that embossing powder right here on the letters. And then I had that silver, I think I showed you guys. Let me grab just in case I didn't. Real quick here. I used, it's the Inca Gold Metallic Rub, but this is actually silver, but it's just the name is gold, I think. I don't think I showed that because I bought this after I started, I think. Anyway, so I added that to the edges of the letters just to kind of tie in that kind of silvery tinsel kind of, you know, 40s, 50ish kind of Christmas look. This kind of looks a lot like the ornaments that my grandma and my mom have. So this kind of the color scheme. And then on the bottom down here is where I put in that silver rickrack trim from Mon Ami Gabby, and then the little bonbons. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but if I flip it up, you guys can see how they stick up right there. I think it's just such a neat way to add another color and some dimension as well to the project, and I think it looks really pretty on there. And so again, this is that diamond flower mesh trim that I cut up the pieces apart and added one on each side just to kind of give a little bit more pop as well. And then, you know, I tucked behind the rosette, I think it was like 4 separate sprigs I cut apart just to kind of have them kind of fanning out behind. So, and there's the E. And then each one is, you know, relatively the same. I mean, I made them, you know, pretty much the same as far as the sprays of the pearl sprays might lay a little bit different on each one, but you know, each one is pretty much constructed on the same kind of idea. And then here's the last one, the E. And I just think these turned out so pretty. I just really liked how it turned out. I'm going to go ahead and zoom the camera back out just a little bit, you guys. Oops, that's the wrong way. And just so you guys can kind of see this again. So again, this was just a holiday project I wanted to make for a family member of ours. And it's also kind of a very belated thank you gift for their hospitality for my husband and my daughter and I. This past summer, we stayed at their house for a family wedding. It's my husband's cousin's wife. No, it's my husband's cousin and her husband, my husband's cousin, Heather is her name. I'm trying to spit it out, you guys. I'm sorry. So, you know, that's who I'm making this for, and I hope she really likes it. I know I love it. I love to keep it, but of course I made it for her. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because I'm almost at 8 minutes just on this piece alone. And if you guys stay tuned, I will have a short video clip of this up close so you guys can check it out. And thanks for checking out another Scrap and Abby video. Sorry for the raspy voice. Still got that kind of funky cold thing going on. So I will see you guys later, and happy crafting. Okay, I'm going to be adding this last portion of the video on the main video where I'm at the very end because I wanted to show you guys what this banner looks like. These kind of projects are kind of hard for me to videotape with the full perspective at my craft table where I normally video. So I kind of wanted just to have it laid out on the table and just kind of share with you guys what this looks like when it's going to be strung up. So what I did, because I did make this for a family member, I went ahead and added some extra of the sheer ribbon I use. It has kind of like a really nice soft gold on the edges. I left quite a bit on each end, that way she could decide if she wanted to, you know, tie a big bow when she put it on the banister or over her you know, fireplace on the hearth or whatever she wanted to do. I didn't want to snip it down too short. So that's why there's so much of it sitting right there. And I'm just going to kind of go in close with you guys here and show you each of the panels. I really love how this turned out. I think it's so cute and I want to keep it, but I made this with the intention of giving it to somebody else. So of course I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it away, but I really like it. I think it's so cute. And it's going to be kind of one of a kind because, you know, I don't have any more of this particular kind of muslin type fabric anymore. And, you know, no two things are ever the same. So I'm just going to kind of zoom in just to show you guys. This is some of that silver trim from Mon Ami Gabby. And then these little bonbons, I'm not sure if you can see them or not, but I'll have shown you guys this already in the first part of the video, but you can see how they stick up right there. Those are the little tiny bonbons from Mon Ami Gabby, and they're just wonderful. They come in all different kinds of colors. I have, I think, 4 or 5 different right now, and there's lots of fun to embellish your projects. And then what I used on the ends right here, this is their, some of their, I have it shown you guys in the earlier part of the video, but this is that silver, I'm not sure if it's called like bling, it's not really mesh, but it comes like in a sheet, and I'll have, you know, the proper name in the video notes, of course. And what I did is I cut it apart That way I could put a piece on each of the points right here, which looks like this. I wanted to put one on each one just to kind of add a little bit more elegance to this. I really like it. It kind of gives it a really nice shabby chic kind of classy look. I just really like it. And then these are those floral, the pearl sprays that I tucked behind. This is that die cut, you know, with the, oops, I'm going to pull this one up here so you can kind of see. It has the crackle accents on it. And then the rosette that I made, put some sickles on it. And then the chipboard letters with some embellishments of embossing powder and some of that silver paste that I put on. And those are just some grommets. And this is that trim. Just to show you guys again real close what that looks like. So I just kind of wanted to have it laid out on this smaller table so you guys can kind of get a visual. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you guys sick with the camera. Just so you can kind of get a visual of what this is going to look like when it's up on, you know, when it's going to be strung up on a wall. So the word peace. And I think it's really pretty. And I can't wait to find out if my cousin really likes it. It's my cousin on my husband's side. It's his wife. So I'm not sure what that makes her to me, but I guess cousin because we're all family, right? Anyway, so thanks you guys for checking out another Scrap and Abby video. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy crafting.